It's parties, guys. Multiple mainstream outlets are reporting parties are the reason for the recent surge in COVID-19 cases. Either that or it's because of people staying home, as NBC News would suggest. The COVID uptick is certainly not from everyone yelling in unison or pushing into each other like cattle. The rules for infection are totally different when you're protesting for Black Lives Matter. They just are. In BLM riots and protests, you don't need to practice social distancing or wash your hands regularly. You just don't need to because racism. Well, I guess that's good news since the recent surge has nothing to do with gigantic festival-size-like gatherings, but only take place in small party-like gatherings. So with that, we can now reopen all the states fully just as long as we all wear masks. I mean, hey, it worked for the protests. They're okay. Or is it the complete opposite? Could it be that many tracers don't even ask if patients have been to any rallies, protests, or riots because they believe police brutality and racism is a bigger killer than coronavirus? But is it really? We are currently nearing 130,000 deaths from COVID. Now, if you're a skeptic, unlike me, for the sake of this argument, chop that number in half, and we would still be blowing by the numbers from this alleged epidemic of police brutality and racism. From 2015 to 2018, there was only 102 unarmed Black Americans killed by police. That's not to say all were unjust shootings. Even the Washington Post would say so, which is where we get that number from. So in not even a year, COVID-19 has killed over 1,000 times more people than police did unarmed Black Americans in 4 years. What about these alleged racist white men that run rampant? In 2015 to 2018, 970 Black Americans were killed by white Americans, whereas Black Americans killed 2,143 white Americans. It's almost as if the complete opposite could be said. We can even add all these numbers up and they still wouldn't even come close to the COVID death toll. In all ways possible, the BLM riots are responsible for the recent surge in COVID cases. Even if you want to blame small parties, I don't know what people in the press think these protesters do after they tear down our history or set fire to our communities. They go out and party with each other. For proof, you really don't need to look any further than Chaz and Washington's recent COVID-19 uptick. The protests, which are really more riots, have also had a negative, profound, influential effect on how seriously Americans look at the virus. And the media plays a direct role in that too by lying to us and saying, no new cases from these massive gatherings. Many Americans then see the news and riots and think, if all those people can get together in such a large group and none of them contract COVID, I guess the hype really is overblown. Either way you slice it, there really is no timeline where these riots have not been a leading cause behind the spread of COVID-19. Anyways, leftist logic, don't go to a Trump rally, don't go to a party, don't even go to a family member's funeral, but yes, go out and protest. You'll be fine because racism.